So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start your warm up. Question today is, what are 3 parts to a recipe? One minute, 20 seconds. $50 seconds. $30 seconds. $10 seconds. Okay, time's up. All right, can I, Connor Lee, would you be my MC today? Mr. Lee?
I guess.
Thank you. Okay, so Connor, just let me know if someone enters that I don't have record of, and if you can't see my screen or something, let me know. There's a couple people that entered while I was doing the warm-up. Let me just check them off really quick if I can figure out who they are. Yep, okay. Already hit her. Okay, so remember that these are being recorded, and I do have on my Google Classroom announcements that it gives you a link to my YouTube channel. The only thing you got to remember is that you guys are going to be a little behind Tuesday and Thursday classes, so always know what date you have class, because I'm going to organize them by date, so that you know, if you're looking for today's, you missed the warm-up or what have you, you can always go review the video, or I also have on your warm-up section of your Google Classroom is the actual warm-ups that I do every day. So that should help you. Is there anybody that still needs to present their selfie and needs those points? So if you're one of those people, either put in the chat that you are, or you need to unmic yourself so I can hear that you need to be doing that. Okay, so I've graded the selfie intro, the My Job, Your Job. So know that those are 2 things that should be in your Power School, and weighing on your grade at this time. As we progress this week, we only have 1 day that we'll meet, and so we're going to be kind of tackling the kitchen math and measuring. Okay, I got it, Zach, thanks. So know that that's kind of what we're going to work on today, and we'll probably work on that the next couple times that we meet, and eventually it'll be turned in. So you don't need to turn it in until we're done with it, and I'll let you know when that time will be. The last time we met, we took a pretest. So if you did not take the pretest, then that's something that you need to come to office hours for. And remember, my office hours are Tuesday and Friday from 11 to 12 and Thursday from 2 to 3. So if you need to take the pretest because you did not do so, please put it in your schedule to meet with me at one of those times so that I can administer the pretest to you. Any questions on those two things, put it in the chat, or you can unmute at this time and talk freely.
I thought we were waiting to do the pretest until we were on the call with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They never did it.
I love how you chimed in. Okay, so that's good news. That's good information for me to have. Okay, so I was thinking I gave the pretest, but according to Ember and Killian, I did not. So with that being said, we're going to start with that today. But we have one student that did not present their selfie intro, so we're going to start with that. Then I'm going to come back to the screen that I'm in right now, and we're going to talk about the pretest. So is there anybody else that remembers taking it? So by your silence, that tells me that we did not take the pretest. Killian and Ember are correct. So I'm assuming that nobody took it. Okay. It's kind of confusing to keep all the days straight at this point in time because we have a day off here, a day off there. Tuesday and Thursday classes have met pretty regular. So I apologize for being kind of a little batty, but you can understand why. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into the selfie intro screen, and then Zach, I'm gonna find your selfie and then you can introduce yourself, okay? So let me get to that. And Zach, you're gonna have to unmute. So if you didn't put your name on your slide, I might have trouble finding it.
I'm pretty sure I put my name.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right, so this one that we're looking at right now, this is not you?
No, it should be like all the way at the bottom.
Okay, perfect. So just so you know, if somebody did do this, there's no name, no picture. I have no idea who you are. So just making that clear. All right, so we're gonna go all the way to the bottom. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go. All right, perfect. So we're gonna have you go ahead and present, and then we'll move on to the next thing we're gonna do today, okay?
All right.
So go ahead. There you go.
All right, what is one thing you'd like your teacher and classmates to know about you? I talk a lot and I really like music. What do you most look forward to this year to go back to in-person school? Because I don't like this online stuff. What are 3 awesome things about me? I have 3 dogs, have a sister, and I go mountain biking a lot. I expect to learn how to cook out of this class.
I hope so. We'll do our best. All right, thanks, bud.
Yeah.
All righty. All right, anybody else before I move any further off of this? Are we good? Okay, I'm assuming by your silence that that is okay with you. All right. So what I need to do is I always lock my tests, just so you know. And I want to say I need to actually go back in there and look to see if it's there. Okay, so what I need to do is open it or assign it. Don't just go in Google Classroom and get to it. Don't open it, okay? Because I have to open it on my end. So just get to Google Classroom, get to this point and stop. And Connor, can you see this? Are you seeing this? Can you unmic and tell me? Connor?
Seeing what?
Can you see where it says pretest chapter 20, keeping food safe? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So everybody needs to get here and just hold because I have to go and get it and open it. Okay. So give me 1 second to do that. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to do one more thing. Oh, sugars. Okay. All right. So now you guys can go and open it. Whenever we take an assessment, whenever we take an assessment, I need you to be on camera. Okay, pretest isn't like really crucial, but I'd like to start practicing what I want you to do. So I need all of you to show yourself, and you know, I just need to make sure it's you. So if you don't want people to see you, then just give me a side view or give me some part of you so that I can see that you are the one seated at that computer taking that assessment. So if I could get you guys to turn your cameras on so I can see, and then you can go to that and go ahead and take the test. Let's try to, thank you, Tyra. Try to be back here at, the pretest is on Google Classroom, okay? So try to get back here at 12:55 if you can. You're not going to leave, but try to shoot for that. So watch the clock in the right-hand corner of your computer screen while you're testing. But I do, like I said, need to see faces, at least partial faces. Hoodies can be over your face, whatever, but I do need to see you when testing. So if you could show yourself in the camera, at least your eyeballs or something, that would be great. Okay, so as soon as you're ready, go ahead. And if you have any
The
difficulty,
pretest for me isn't popping up.
okay, it's in Google Classroom.
Yeah, I got the one part that we click on it, but then I go there and then there's like no assignment there.
Okay, Connor, can you speak to that? Or Tyra, since you're on mic, can you get to it?
I can get to it, but it won't let me click any answers.
Okay, so let me, if you're having the same issue, can you put a 1 in the chat so I can figure out what's going on? So let me, oh, I know why. Okay, try now, Tyra. Is it working now? Jenna, are you getting it to work?
I got it.
Oh, Monica, okay. All right. So Tyra, thumbs up, you got it to work? Okay, thanks. Jenna, you got it to work? Is that what the yeah means? Thank you. Okay, so thank you, Caitlin, or Catherine. Thank you. Kathy, I think, yeah, Kathy. Sorry. Can you guys drop a 1 in the chat if you're done? Or sorry, if you're not done, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not done, put a 1. Okay. All right. You still have a little bit more time. Try to finish up if you can. Two more minutes. Try to finish up if you can. Okay. So I'm going to close out the test unless there's somebody that's still testing.
Hold up, I
And
got
you-
like 2 more.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Ember tells me she's still testing, so we might give it a couple more minutes. Ember, can you either drop in the chat or on mic? How much more time do you need, do you think? 5 more minutes, would that be fair?
I'm almost done.
Okay. You're not the only one, but I'm just checking on you, so. Ben, we're taking a pretest, but I think you're gonna have to come to office hours on Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday to take that. So kind of maybe put it in the plans for either Thursday or Friday for office hours, Zebka. Does somebody have something they wanted to say? Because I hear that you're unmuted. Okay. If you need more time, put a 1 in the chat. So I have an idea of how many people I'm waiting on. Okay. We'll give it till 1 then. 1 o'clock, we'll start. So if you have to go to the bathroom or get a snack, you got 2 minutes to do so. For those of you waiting, in Google Classroom, there is a document called Kitchen Math and Measuring under Unit 1. I'm hoping it's there. If you want to go in there and pull that out and just have it in one of your tabs for when we get to it, that would probably be best. If you're still testing, then I'll cue you with that information when we reconvene at 1 o'clock.
I'm sorry, but what did you say we had to go to? Because you cut in and out.
In Google Classroom, there's a document. I think it's under Unit 1, and it's called Kitchen Math and Measuring.
Okay.
Okay. All right, 1 more minute, and then we're going to put this pretest to bed. All right, done or not done, we're going to move forward. Okay, so I'm going to lock that test down again. So if you get kicked out, it's because of me. So it will save all your answers though, so don't panic that it's like going to leave or go away or something like that. Okay, hold on, because it's not loading. Mine's not loading either. Such a conundrum here. There we go. Okay, so if you are testing, I just kicked you out, so keep that in mind. Okay, so again, if you are just coming in, we were doing the pretest, and you'll have to show up for office hours Thursday from 2 to 3, Friday from 11 to noon. You can come there and take the pretest with me. It would be fine. Like I said, today we're going to start in our first little section of Unit 1, which is learning about measuring and the math that goes into the kitchens. And so, excuse me, we're going to start there. So what I was saying while you were testing, some of you, was that in Google Classroom, there is a document called Kitchen Measuring or Kitchen Math and Measuring. So go there, open it up, leave it up in your tab until I cue you to go get it, because there's a few slides I'm going to show you ahead of that. And so I don't want you to be preoccupied looking at the document and not paying attention. I also have pre-recorded or recorded this session, so if at any time you need to review or go back to it, that'll be in my YouTube channel. You can go view it there. Okay, so we're going to start on our first little section here. And I'm at the end of it. Let me go back to the top. Okay, so this is kitchen math and measuring. Connor, can you see this on your screen? Am I in presentation mode? Ember, can you tell me if I'm in presentation mode, please?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes.
I am relinquishing Connor of his duties. Ember, I'm going to put you at the as captain today.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's first talk about the introduction, which is that most cooks, even me included, we use recipes. Okay. I'm not a Bobby Flay or a Rachel Ray or anything like that. I'm just a mom that cooks. And so when I am cooking, I usually use a recipe unless I'm like doing like chicken or something and I'm using a marinade or some seasoning or spices or something like that. But if I was like making, something like cupcakes or cookies or whatever, I'm going to follow a recipe. Okay. So I'm not famous. Maybe you'll be famous someday and you can, put me in your cookbook as an honorable mention that I sort of helped mold you, but just understand that, this class is just kind of to spark an interest in cooking. If you're more interested in getting more involved, take culinary next year, because that's kind of the ins and outs of specific foods that we cook. But this is just kind of an overview, talking about the recipes that we use in class, how to read them, what's important about them, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going with this. Okay, so successful cooks need to know how to read a recipe. We need to know about abbreviations, measuring techniques, equivalencies, which I always like to use the word equals because an equivalency is something that is used to equal the same amount. And then how to change a recipe. So your question today was, what are the parts of a recipe? So can anyone chime in and tell me one thing they wrote down? What's one thing that you find in a recipe? Anybody, could be anybody. Take your mic.
Directions.
Okay, directions, ingredients, anything else that comes to mind?
Measuring.
Okay, measuring, that's ingredients and directions. Anything else? What are you measuring? Well, someone did say ingredients, sorry. My bad. Okay, so some other things that you need to have on that recipe would be the name of it. Okay, what kind of equipment is needed, and the yield is the number of servings. So a lot of times you'll see that on your nutritional labels is it'll tell you how many people it serves. So that's in recipe terms, that's called a yield. And sometimes they even provide nutritional analysis. So what's nice about the internet is that all of those variables usually are given. But if I go to a cookbook, maybe, I go to one that's a little bit more older, let's say, it may not have a nutritional analysis. Or going to grandma's recipe card, it's not going to have a nutritional analysis. And if I grew up being lactose intolerant, or I can't have gluten, or I'm allergic to this or that, nutritional analysis are really important because you don't want to eat something that's going to make you feel sick. And you don't want to prepare something that's going to make someone feel sick. So what's nice about the internet is that they do list all the ingredients in whatever is being made, and they also weigh in on its nutritional value. So that's what makes the internet recipes kind of nice, is that it has that capability to provide that type of information. Okay. Here is a sample recipe that kind of goes through everything that we just talked about. So this is a recipe, quesadillas. My kids call them quesadillas, but each to his own. It says it serves 2 per person. 8 flour tortillas are going to be used with grated cheese. It gives the amount, 1 cup. It also talks about the equipment required. So you're going to need a fry pan. It gives you the ingredients. And then it tells you how to prepare it. What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to do this? What's nice about quesadillas is you really can improvise your own things into it. Like if you wanted to do or add refried beans or jalapenos or any other type of food that you want to add to it, you could just simply add that in the ingredients. And this one lends itself to it because it's, quesadilla is basically, 2 tortillas put together and you put whatever you want inside. So, but this is just a good example of going through all the different aspects of a recipe. Okay, so there are different recipes out there, and like I could go to the internet and pull up any type of recipe, and I'm just going to use one that's already in my packet, and it's going to be on cake, let's say. And so the name would be, in this case, chocolate cake. How many it serves depends on how you slice it, but probably between 5 and 8 people. Ingredients are all listed for me, like sugar, butter, baking soda, chocolate squares. They are written in the steps in which they need to be implemented into the recipe. Each step is numbered, and then it tells me the equipment that I need would be a cake pan or something along those lines. So all recipes really do lend themselves to all that type of information. And if it doesn't, then you need to think to yourself, maybe this isn't the recipe that I need to be using because I need to have some specific things on the recipe. Okay. So, understanding the language of recipes takes the guesswork out of cooking. Abbreviations make it, shorter. It saves space on a cooking page. It makes the recipe easier to read. And so that's a lot of times why abbreviations are being used. So this is where I want you to go into Google Classroom, pull out that worksheet, and it should have a table at the top with all the different types of things that we're going to use in cooking, but I want you to use their abbreviation. So I gave you the first one. The first one says teaspoon, and I actually put TSP in there just to show you how to do it. But I want you to go through the table, and I want you to write down as many abbreviations as you know, and then in 2 minutes, we're going to go over those answers. Anybody can drop me a line in the chat, and Ember will let me know that you have a question or concern, or you can unmic and tell me what your question or concern is. So the next slide, I'm going to go over the answers, but in the table in Google Classroom, I want you to do it on your own first. Anybody need any more clarification than that? Please let me know. Okay, so it all makes sense then. Google Classroom, kitchen math measuring, you're doing the table, you're figuring out what the abbreviations would be, and you have 2 minutes to do it. Okie doke. Kaden, do you understand? Guthrie, are you good? Can you either unmic or can you give me a 1 in the chat? Kaden. Aiden H. Okay, there's Kaden. Never mind, Aiden. Thank you, Kaden. At 1:12, we're going to go over these answers. So do as many as you possibly can for slide 8 in the table for the abbreviations.
I deleted some of the words on the table because there's 2 of like 5 words.
I'm not sure I understand.
They're saying there's like multiple of the same word, so they just deleted the duplicates.
Yeah, that I get, but mine doesn't say that. Which ones were duplicated?
It's like few grains. There's 2 of that. Gram.
Okay. Okay, then just do. Okay. I understand. So just, yeah, don't answer the duplicates. So, that's weird. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. Ember, can you hear me? Because I think my earbuds just went out.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to take my earbuds out because they're dying. Hopefully that is okay. I was told that you can hear me better with earbuds, but they're dead, so. All right. So, this is where you're going to participate, and I'm going to need you to unmute yourself as I ask the question, okay? And so, tablespoon, how would you abbreviate that? Anybody can participate. Tablespoon, what's the abbreviation?
I said
Or
TBS.
Okay, it's actually TBSP, so add the P on there, okay? What about cup? How would you abbreviate that?
I put CP.
Just C, capital C for that. How would you abbreviate pint?
PT.
Correct, good job. What about quart?
QT.
Excellent. What about gallon?
GAL.
Excellent, nice job. What about ounce?
FL.
OZ.
OZ.
OZ, excellent. What about pound?
LB.
Nice job. Milliliter?
ML.
Yep. What about gram?
GM.
Just G.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what about dozen?
Wait, which one?
Dozen?
I don't know.
Who's got that one? Give me a guess.
Which one?
Dozen?
For what? Oh,
DOZ.
dozen?
DOZ. Thank you, Connor. What about int?
IN.
IN. Second.
SEC.
Yes, thank you, Tyra. What about minute?
MIN.
Excellent, Nolly. What about hour?
HR.
Awesome, thank you. Degree? It's that little symbol, and I know it's a control button, but I don't, if anyone else can figure it out, there's a control on how to put a degree symbol up. So let me know if you figure it out, you masterminds. What about Fahrenheit and Celsius? What's Fahrenheit?
F and C.
Okay, F and C, very good. What about few grains? How would you abbreviate that? F period, G period. What about liter?
L.
Thank you, yes. What about kg? Or sorry, kilogram is kg. I gave that one away. Whoopsie. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint here, slide, whatever.
Do you
I'm
want
old.
us to turn this in?
Say that again, Ben?
You want us to turn this in when we're done?
Nope. Don't turn it in because we're going to keep using it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. All right, so let me get back to this because I'll show you the answers just in case some of you didn't catch them. Okay, so here's your abbreviations. Another one that I didn't make mention of is that teaspoon could just simply be a little p, and tablespoon could just simply be a big P. So you can use those to represent those two words as well. Okay. And then here's the metric system, which we don't typically use a lot of in cooking, but some recipes that might come from other countries or something like that may use the metric system because that's what they're familiar with. Okay, so any abbreviations any questions on abbreviations? It's right there. Okay. So we're just going to do a quick pop quiz, and anyone can unmic and tell me what the answer is. So what does LB stand for?
Pound.
Thank you. What does L stand for?
Leader.
Leader.
Excellent. What about TSP or little t?
Teaspoon and tablespoon.
This teaspoon right here.
Oops, my bad.
That's okay. And then what about, what? Say it again.
Fahrenheit.
Yep, sorry, I was talking over you. QT?
Quart.
And the last one.
Fluid ounce.
Yes, nice job. All right. I'm going to move on unless there's questions. And then Ember, just keep me honest about the time, 1:25, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so these are just your typical measuring spoons, your cup variations, the liquid measuring cups. So this is what we use in the kitchen. You can see that there's different measurements. When we use the clear measuring cup there, it's because we can see through it and we measure liquid with that, okay? If we're looking at the ones you can't see through, those are basically for solid products, okay? And then the teaspoons come in fourth, half, 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon. I say the biggest mistake people make when we're in the kitchen cooking is they intermesh a teaspoon with a tablespoon. So when you're cooking, always make sure that you're using the TSP if it asks for teaspoon and TBSP if it asks for tablespoon. Because it does happen where people mismeasure and then it changes the outcome and they probably don't like it. So if it calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda and you put 1 tablespoon of baking soda, then that could be a little off-putting when you are eating whatever it is, okay? It's gonna be a lot more salty, not as flavorful, okay? So when you're cooking, just be very careful about those two for sure. Okay, moving on. So what are 2 ingredients that you would measure when I would say measuring spoons? So tell me, what would you think about food? What would be something that you would measure with measuring spoons? And I might have just given it away, but let's see what you say. Somebody tell me what. Yeah, you could do that, but that would be like, if I'm thinking of flour, and I'm not saying you're wrong because you definitely are not, but think about measuring spoons as being used for smaller ingredients. So yes, you can use a measuring spoon for flour, but what's some other stuff that might be in smaller quantity that you would need it for?
Baking powder.
Okay, baking powder, salt, excellent. Okay. And then those solid mixing cups or mixing cups, what would you put in those, the dry ones? What goes in those types of cups?
Sugar.
Sugar. What about the liquid measuring cup? What could you measure in there?
Water, oil.
Milk.
Good. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So in this next question, I just want you to tell me what measuring utensils you would use to measure 1 1/3 cup. So what would you use of flour? I'll give you an example if you're like, what the heck is she talking about? You would need 1 cup and 1/3 of a cup to measure flour. When we're talking about baking powder, what would you use to measure baking powder?
One teaspoon.
And?
A half a teaspoon.
Yes, thank you. What would you need to measure a half a cup of milk? Which one? Which utensil?
Half a cup.
What type of measuring cup would I use though?
The solid measuring cups.
Anybody want to help out with that one?
Liquid.
Liquid. You'd use the liquid ones because milk is a liquid. And then 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. You would use what measuring utensil? Anybody?
A liquid measuring cup.
No, because it's measuring 2 tablespoons. So you would use the tablespoon twice, right? All right, moving on here.
Hey, can I use the bathroom?
Sure, go right ahead. But
Okay.
we only have a couple minutes left. I don't know if you want to just wait. That's a
I've
first
been
one
holding
for
it for a
me.
while.
Awesome. Okay. Let's just go through this slide and then we'll call it. All right, so measuring liquid. The types of liquids would be what everyone said: water, milk, oil, juice, vanilla. So you would use the liquid measuring cup. To measure a 4th cup or more of a liquid ingredient, use your clear measuring cup. And then for small amounts, oh, what I forgot to tell you, when you're measuring liquid ingredients, make sure you put them on a level surface like the liquid measuring cup, because it needs to be level and you need to bring your eye down to it, okay? So usually you set that on the counter, you kind of bend down to look to see where it is, and hopefully it measures accurately. And then when you're using the measuring spoon, you want to look for a slight dome over the top that's visible, and that tells you that you measured it accurately, okay? So those are just some helpful hints when measuring liquid, and good to have knowledge about when we're in the kitchens. Okay, so Ember, I'm going to end at 15. So maybe the next time we meet, you can help me remember we were at slide 15. And then just remember, everybody, when you, or not for everybody, but if you were late to class today or you did not take the pretest, you need to come to office hours to do so. Okay? We are not turning this worksheet in because we still have a lot to do on it. So just kind of put it back and we'll revisit it the next time I see you, which will be Monday. Okay? Otherwise, I'm all good unless you have something for the good of the order. Ember, thanks for being MC. Connor, not Connor. Yeah, Connor Lee, thank you for trying to be my MC. But I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. And again, if you have further questions, you can stick around. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday. Am I assuming that you all are not at your computers is why you're... Nolly, are you there?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So usually in some measuring cups, they have like a line inside of it. Do you fill it up to that line or do you always fill it up to the top?
You mean when we're doing liquid measuring?
Yeah.
You'd put it on the level surface and it would be needing to be right on the line.
Okay.
Okay.
I was confused because me and my siblings were talking about it because we noticed it.
Oh, yeah. It should be right to the line, and you should be able to see that when you are kind of crouched down and you're looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Have a good
I'll
day.
see you Monday.
All right. So I forgot we had online classes today, so I was a little bit late, but I'll come to your office hours and I'll watch the thing on YouTube. That's like the whole
Oh,
class.
excellent. That sounds like a great plan.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jane.
I don't want to get caught behind this year.
Yes. No, do not get caught behind, mister. Yep. So listen, watch the tapes, come to office hours, and you should be in good working order.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye, Shane.
Bye.
Kaden, Connor Hess, do you guys have any questions for me? Or is Connor the one that had to go to the bathroom? I don't know. Kaden Guthrie, are you in the house? I'm kicking you guys out. No offense, but I got another class to get ready for.